Welcome to Business Legal Lifecycle TV, the live TV show all about the legal aspects of your business to help educate you on complex legal terms in an easy to understand manner, to help understand why you need to do certain things in your business from a legal point of view, and to help you develop a plan for the future. Our mission at Business Legal Lifecycle is to help empower all small to medium-sized businesses around the world to get access to legal advice so that they can help build their communities and make the world a better place. Did you know that any business owner is on average 7 months away from losing everything? That is the average time it takes from a successful business to fold when an aspect of their business is not set up correctly. Have you ever wanted to get legal advice but didn't understand what was going on? Do you feel like there is a divide between lawyers and their clients? Then this TV show is for you. It is all about empowering you and your business with the knowledge and tools to ensure that this doesn't happen to you. Business Legal Lifecycle TV delivers a twice-weekly show focusing on the legal aspects of your business. At lunchtime on Mondays, we present Fast Fix Monday, a quick 5 to 10 minute show that will give you some actionable steps to consider for the week for your business. And at lunchtime on Wednesdays, we present our in-depth show of between 30 minutes and an hour, where we go through complicated legal aspects of your business in a simple to understand, plain English manner. And whether that is through educational pieces or interviews with experts in their fields. Hi everyone, and welcome to this monthly legal updater for February 2018. I'm Jeremy Stratton, and with me today is Craig Mason.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us.
And today we're going to talk about some changes that have come through in January 2018 for the different laws around Australia. Now, January is traditionally a slow month for new cases and new laws because, let's face it, most people are on holidays, and especially the courts, lawyers and governments all seem to be on holidays. So we're going to have a look at some of the changes, some of the reports that came out, and let you know how they might affect you. And yeah, and that'll be today's show. So we'll keep it nice and short and sweet. So the first one is a global M&A report, so mergers and acquisition reports, that the end of 2017 was a very strong period of time for mergers and acquisitions worldwide. And this was a report commissioned by a global M&A specialist, Allen and Overley, who are a global law firm, and they found that most markets remain remarkably robust in the face of a range of political uncertainties, not least Brexit, rising tensions in the Middle East, North Korea standoff, and the unpredictability in domestic markets in key markets such as the US, Spain, and now Germany. However, we are experiencing the second longest bull run in the market in history, as investors take heart from a number of powerful fundamentals, strong corporate cash balances, buoyant equity markets, and continued readily available debt financing. So what this has shown is that towards the end of 2017, there was a really good uptake in mergers and acquisitions deals. And through 16, there was this 19% decrease, but that's actually turned around, and at least that has been the increase in the new year. So what we're finding is that mergers and acquisitions, which is a good tell for the way that the business activity is going, are increasing, and investor sentiment remains relatively optimistic in Australia. So this is a quote from the managing director of Allen & Overley, Jeff Simpson. Investor sentiment remains relatively optimistic in Australia, which is where we're based, and we are seeing real appetite for mid-market deals, which is similar to what's happening in other markets. In Australia, he thinks, Jeff Simpson thinks, that this is partly driven by the breakout mid-market focused private equity funds, which are seeing a lot of money coming in for smaller deals. And that's really taken away a lot of the investor demand from China and other global equity players. So it is, in a snapshot, what that means, to put that into plain English, is that a global law firm is seeing is that there's a lot of mergers and acquisitions activity, and that's no surprise as we've got the baby boomer generation moving into retirement phase, that a lot of those baby boomers are looking to sell their businesses, and that they're looking at getting out, and that there's a lot of people looking to buy businesses. So that's the first topic to bring up today. Craig, do you want to talk about the second?
Yeah, as always with any new legislation, there are some consequences, some unintended, some intentional, and some that people may not have realised. But the one we want to speak about is the changes to the same-sex marriage legislation, and an unintended or a consequence of that people may not be aware of. And that is that when you get married under the Succession Acts around Australia, that marriage can revoke your will. And that would mean that someone, if they got married, they pass away, they wouldn't have a will and they'd die, what's called intestate. So there are some concerns out there that same-sex couples who are getting married under the new legislation or the changes to the legislation may not realise that the impact that's going to have on their estate planning. And so what that means is that all same-sex couples need to have a look at their will and make sure if they are getting married that they're updating it. And also in some states as well, you may also need to update your enduring power of attorney upon marriage as a same-sex couple. So something to think about if you're in that and being married, even if you're not a same-sex couple as well. Obviously, if you're married and that can revoke wills. So make sure you have a look at that. Jeremy, that was number 2. Number 3.
Number 3 is a story that we have been following, where a former lawyer has been ordered to stop calling himself a lawyer in Queensland. Now, this is quite an important story, and I'm not going to go through the detail, or too many of the details, but it's something to be aware of, that just because someone calls themselves a lawyer or any other profession doesn't mean they actually are, and you should probably do some checks on the person if you're going to engage them. So this gentleman had been ordered to stop practicing as a solicitor amid claims that he had forged bank deposit slips, and the Federal Circuit Court of Australia had basically ordered that he had to stop. Now, he lied to former clients by saying that he had fought the Law Society and won, and moved to the Queensland Legal Services Commissioner to obtain a court order that he wasn't able to practice. Now, he received a large number of complaints from former clients about his practice, and he was suspended, but then he's continuing to tell people that he is allowed to practice. So he's facing over 30 charges, and basically the reason to bring this up, as I said before, is do your checks. Make sure that the people that you're engaging as professionals are members of an appropriate body. If you're not sure who that appropriate body is, ask questions of other people that you know, like, and trust. If you're looking for a lawyer in Queensland, you can do a search of the Queensland Law Society website to find out who is approved to act as a lawyer. If you're in other states, the various legal bodies have those accreditations, and you can search public registers, which are free. The same applies for doctors and other professionals as well. So we need to be really careful, and we need to make sure that when we're engaging a professional, that we're actually getting the work from the people that we believe or that are appropriate qualified, because qualifications are there for a reason. So I'm not going to go through all the details. If you're interested in knowing more, let me know and I can direct you to the case. But just be wary of who you're engaging as a professional. Craig, do you want to wrap up with the news from ASIC and the ACCC?
Yeah, absolutely. So as always with these shows, there's always something new from ASIC or the ACCC. And we wanted to talk about a few things today. First one is the ACCC. They've announced an increase of up to 30% in complaints relating to small business contracts. So this is 5,000 complaints in the second half of 2017, and that's up from about 3,700 in the first half. So we've spoken about it previously. There were some changes to unfair contract terms that relates to small business. And obviously, there's a greater awareness of those changes, and that's filtering through in terms of the complaints that the ACCC is receiving. So, if you think there's unfair contract terms, either in a contract you've signed or a contract that you've sent out to someone, you need to have a look at it to make sure you don't have any complaints from the ACCC. Still with the ACCC. They've advised that victims of a particular scammer through the Western Union company may be able to recover their money, which sounds good from their point of view. And that's recently there was a settlement in the US that saw the Western Union agree to repay some money to the victims. So if you have been a victim of something from the Western Union scammer, then contact the ACCC if you think you've got a claim and investigate that further. Another thing that's come out recently, Suncorp and Allianz have recently been ordered to refund money from some insurance contracts. The facts between Suncorp and Allianz are slightly different. but both involve the likelihood that a customer would not be able to claim on the insurance because of the terms of the policy. So that sounds like a good thing. I think looking into those sorts of things, that there's some unfair things in the terms of the policy, which meant that some people would not be able to claim on it, which seems good that they're looking at that, because obviously if you've got insurance, you're paying a lot of money for it. So you can claim on it one day. Hopefully you don't need to, but if you do, you want it to be there, and if you can't, then it seems pretty unfair. So I think that's a good one. And from ASIC, they've recently licensed the first crowdsourced funding intermediaries. So this is new legislation. It allows for the regulation of a pretty popular way of sourcing funds, which is the crowdsourcing. And it's obviously designed to provide startups and small to medium-sized enterprises with a new means to access capital, develop and growth. And we spoke about that in previous shows, about an option to bring in investors. It could be through crowdsourcing. And so the new regulated bodies can be found on through ASIC on their website, which has a lot of information on there. So if you're more interested in that or want to look at it further, then I'd encourage you to have a look at the ASIC website. So that's from the ASIC and ACCC corner. Jeremy, I think that's it for today.
Yeah, that's it for today. So thank you for joining us. As always, we'd love your feedback on the show. And if you've got any questions about any of these new laws, please let us know. We'll be back on Monday with Fast Fix Monday. And for now, bye from me.
Thank you, everyone. See you later.